Hi, this is Marina, and I help you to become the person that you were born to be, especially after narcissistic abuse. I want to talk to you about making friends and calling in real love, especially if you've been holding yourself back and maybe actually you've been isolating yourself, especially if you've been walking away or you've walked away from a lot of these one sided relationships. And perhaps you've kind of really kept yourself to yourself. You've focused on your business or your career or personal development a lot, like really building yourself up. And now maybe you're like, you know what? I'm a bit lonely, if I'm really honest, and I want to get back out there. But I've been burned, I've been betrayed. I want to make friends. I want to call in the love of my life. But how do I even do it? And I don't even really know what a relationship feels like. Like, what a really good reciprocal relationship feels like. I don't know. And I don't really have a reference point for it either. Like, I can't feel it. Like, I can't feel it viscerally. When you're in this position, and I think many, many, many people are, I think that we're in a bit of a loneliness epidemic where we're like, you know what? I prefer to be on my own. I prefer to be at home. At least I know that I'm not going to get hurt because I'm not going to hurt me. But if I go out into the world, I can get hurt. I have that lived experience. But the truth is that for us to really move forward, it's time for us to actually come together and move much more so as one. And that means finding your people that feel like chosen family, right? That feel like they are genuinely, and they are genuinely interested in you, genuinely loving for you. And so I want to talk to you today about one of the things that I see in the people that I serve when they come to me that has begun in childhood. And this is why it might feel and be harder for you to make friends, to call that person in. And then I'm going to talk about what to do after it, right? Because that doesn't mean that's where we stay, it's just a starting point. So, first of all, if you've done this and you've like pulled yourself back and you've really been working on yourself healing and all the things, amazing, amazing. I hope you really understand how important that's been for you. And if you grew up in a narcissistic household or a household where your parents or your caregivers were just not emotionally available, and I think a lot of that generation weren't because of what they learned. If you grew up like this, you would have landed into this world bright, happy, full of love, full of joy, ready to have fun with people, right? Ready to really bring heaven to earth. And what you may have found was that your love had nowhere to land. And if your love had nowhere to land, then it didn't come back either. And if it didn't come back either, that love loop, that very normal, natural love loop where you give out and you receive love very easily, didn't even start. So for you, you don't even know what that really feels like. You just know how it feels to give out love. You just know how it feels, past tense, to just pour into people and then get burned by them and then bye, see you later. Great. But do you know what it feels like to actually receive love, to actually give out the depth and actually have your depth met with the same amount of intimacy and carefulness and love and emotional intelligence? If you haven't, I'm going to put it to you that this pattern may have started as a child and it may well have broken your heart. So if you think about when you were younger, And I know this has happened for many of my clients and friends of mine, and you may relate to this as well. Just notice if when you loved your parent or your sibling, whoever it was, did it feel like your love didn't really land? It didn't really have anywhere to go. The person met your love with dismissal or contempt, or it just didn't change them. It didn't light them up. It didn't seem to fill them up. It didn't actually complete the circle of love. And the circle of love is that I'm just naturally going to love you because I love you, and you're just going to naturally love me. And it's this beautiful sort of symbol of love, this beautiful circle of love, rather, that grows and grows and grows and grows, and we get stronger together. But if you didn't have that, then you may not have a reference, a visceral reference point for yourself now. And so you'll know this is true if growing up you would say hug your parents, but maybe they would stiffen, or it felt cold, or it felt like they didn't really hug you back. Or if they hugged you back, you felt their anxiousness, or you felt their fear, or you felt their coldness. Or they didn't hug you back and they pushed you away. Or you kind of were confused because you're thinking, wait a minute, I feel so light and you are so heavy, but whatever I do doesn't seem to light you up. Whatever I do doesn't seem to really lift you in any way. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because you will have that reaction with an animal, okay? You'll be with a dog or a cat or a bunny or, a mouse, whatever, a bird, and you'll love them and they will respond. It's like a normal reaction. I respond to you, you respond to me. But when you don't have that circle completed, you're like this semicircle, you start to believe, well, maybe my love isn't enough. It doesn't seem to work. So I'm going to help you more. I'm going to overgive. I'm going to make you the center of my world. And even if you're a bottomless pit, so that no matter how much I give and do, and I am, it's never enough, I'm just going to keep doing that because actually I'm desperate for that love. I want to feel the love back. I want to know what it feels like to be loved absolutely unconditionally. I'm loving you unconditionally. I want to know what it feels like back. And if that family member or members didn't do it for whatever reason, then something in you has that question mark. I don't really know what to expect. I don't really know what a good relationship genuinely feels like. And then you'll be very filled up very quickly with just crumbs. So if somebody is really just giving you tiny little bits, you'll be, oh my God, I feel amazing. And you will call that a relationship, but you'll wonder why you're not glowing, you're drained, all of the things. So one of the things that you can really do about it is is this you? And if it is, comment below. It's very helpful for everyone to just really grow and learn quickly and to see, because we don't want to stay in this pattern. And B, start to break this pattern. And one of the ways that you can do it is in safe ways. Okay, so a really safe way to do it is if you have a pet, if you know a pet or you're out walking and you like dogs or horses or whatever it is, and it can even be a plant, right? It could be a tree, it could be a pot plant at home. Can you touch that tree? Can you touch the pot plant? Can you touch the flower behind you? And can you actually complete the cycle? Can you complete the love cycle, give the love out, and open up and allow yourself to receive and start to begin to complete this cycle so your body has a reference point for what a reciprocal relationship actually is. And then it will be much easier for you to recognize also when one is and when one isn't. You can also do that with your spirit guides, with the creator, the divine, God, whatever, your chosen belief system is, the universe, the cosmos. You can do it with anything that feels safe to you, that feels really safe to you. Start practicing that cycle because you are super easy to love, right? You are super easy to love. I'm sorry if they made you think that you had to pedal hard for love, but that's their inability to love. That's not you. That's not you. And when you can start breaking this down, breaking this template that you had as a child that's now been over relationships, when you can break that template, and some of it's going to be subconsciously really breaking it, then it's going to feel safer and safer for you to be you. And when it's safer and safer for you to be you in the outside world, guess what? That means you can be vulnerable and open out. And when you can be vulnerable and open out with the right people, you're going to be seen. And you're going to be seen by people who are then going to recognize you're my person because you're opening up and out as you, as your energy frequency. And when you can do that, and again, start off small, start off in sort of low ticket relationships. Maybe you feel safe with the person who makes your coffee every day. Just start with that. They greet you with this huge smile. See if you can really take that love in and see if you can just open up a little bit and show them the real you. So you're not in that performance mode. And remember, performing is a trauma response. When you perform, it's not because you're egotistical. It's been a survival part of you, right? Where you had to in order to protect yourself. So all this to say, just start practicing in little ways so you complete that love loop, right? The loop was broken when you were a kid, and it can feel hard to reconcile. I don't really get it. Can you start genuinely, consciously, and then also subconsciously break that loop? Break the loop, break the belief systems, but actually continue and complete the loop so that you start to experience real love. And this is how we do it. This is how we make friends. This is how we call in the love of our lives, is by actually having that cycle of love complete. And when it doesn't complete, if you're giving out love and it's not being reciprocated back, you can just stop trying, babe. That is your sign. It shouldn't be hard. Just stop trying. Either that person isn't interested in having a more intimate relationship, and that's okay, or they don't have the capacity, they don't have the availability. All good. We're not trying hard. We don't need to go into their stuff. We just need to know we're easy to love, really easy to love, and we're going to let it in. And that is exactly who you are. So if you want to dive deeper into this with me, I have a beautiful little course, and it's a beautiful starter course, and it's called Become Her. And it is for people to really start opening themselves up to receive love, abundance, whatever it is, especially if you've had toxic relationships in the past that have taught you otherwise. I also have my group space Flourish, and I also have my private sessions, which I'm just opening up. So I have all of the links below, and if you have any questions about any of that, just come and DM me on social media or send me an email. Lots and lots of love to you. I hope this really helps you to really complete now that loop, right? That loop, anywhere where you've had that cognitive dissonance of, I don't really enjoy relationships. I don't really seem to get a lot from my relationships. I don't seem to leave better than when I came in these interactions. And why is it that I always attract the same sorts of people? And now I'm maybe away from it. I don't know how it's going to be. Yeah, start creating the relationship that you want to have in safe spaces. And I know it sounds funny, but it works. With a dog, with a plant, with people that bring you your coffee, just start practicing having that loop completed for you with the right people. I guarantee it, you will find them, and start having a reference point for what it feels like in your body to be seen, to be loved, to be appreciated, and to have your love land, to actually be valued enough to have your love land. When your love doesn't have anywhere to land, it doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel nice, right? And when you don't have that love coming back to you, it doesn't feel nice either. You want to be picking people where that love lands for them and they take it in. And they send you love and you take it in. And so the last thing I want to say about that is, and I've done a podcast episode on it. I'll put the podcast below. I went a lot deeper into the podcast episode because it's longer than this. One of the things that I talked about in the podcast episode is when you give somebody a gift, if they don't receive it, really, they don't take it in, they don't really appreciate it, it doesn't feel nice for you. It doesn't feel nice. So your love has nowhere to land, just like as a child where the hug wasn't reciprocated or the same amount of interest and focus on you that you gave to them wasn't reciprocated back to you. And so we want to be really allowing ourselves now to open up to this brand new pathway. Lots of love. I hope this really helps. Thank you for listening. See you next time.